All right. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Will Mancini. I'm an account development consultant over here at iMatrix. So I help with a lot of our current clients, working with them with their websites, with best practices, with design changes, and really just helping them to maximize their presence online. So the webinar today is entitled "Reach for the Stars: Become a Household Name with More 5-Star Reviews." And I'll be saying this throughout the webinar, but I really can't harp enough on the importance of these online reviews these days, both for interaction with your patient or client base, as well as for ranking online in a search. So this 60-minute course is going to cover everything you need to know about building a strong online reputation. The goal to drive ideal local patients to your doors and make you a household name in the new year. Any questions you guys have, if you could just type them in the chat. I'm going to reserve time at the end to answer any questions you have. And then also, I always like to note that the webinar is going to be posted online on YouTube, on the iMatrix YouTube page. So you can always go back if you want to hear my beautiful voice for another hour after this, feel free. And then you can always contact us with any questions you have after the fact. So just to go over a little bit about what we'll be covering today in the presentation. And let me just click this over one more. Here we go. So the importance of online reviews. Like I said, it is huge these days to have a good online reputation. We really focus on a few different sites that we recommend that you use and try to generate good reviews on. Mainly the important one that we recommend above others is Google+. I'll go through some reasons why that's really going to be the one that you want to target your efforts on moving forward. We're going to show you how to manage your reviews, claiming your pages to make sure that each page is registered with correct information, tracking reviews on those pages. These are all really, really important parts of the equation. Encouraging positive reviews, obviously that's the goal. We really want to try and make it as easy as we can. There are a few different kind of tips and tricks that I'll give you guys to make sure that you know how to spur as many of these positive reviews as you can. Really, you just want to give them a reason to review you by giving great care, and then in some cases you just have to ask. So again, I'll touch on that in more detail. And then kind of getting into responding to reviews. Both positive and negative, there are some best practices to make sure that you're responding in the most positive way, whether it's a positive or a negative review. Saying thank you is huge. Responding quickly is also a really big thing that people like to see online. And then I'll also talk about one of our new products. It's called our Reputation Builder product, and it's really focused on getting you as many good positive new reviews as we can, and then helping you to track all those reviews, make sure that you're responding to them, and know when people are mentioning you online. So I'll kind of talk about our new product a little bit throughout the presentation. If you guys have any questions at all, or want pricing, or want to talk about it more, just give us a call and we'll get you all the information. All right. So on this slide, I'm going to throw a lot of stats at you guys. There's been a lot of studies done as of recently to really kind of hone in on why people like to review businesses online, what reviews can do for you, for search engines online, how people like to be responded to, et cetera, et cetera. So first off, nearly 92% of online users read online reviews. This is up from over 88% as of 2014. It's also up from 79% since 2013. So you're looking at a really big climb in the percentage of people that are actually reading online reviews. As these numbers continue to rise, it's really only a matter of time before nearly every consumer places his or her trust in review sites. And I know that with particular age groups in particular, the number of people that have submitted their first review in the last year, I believe it's something like 30 or 40%, and it's on the rise. So that's something to really take into account, that more and more people are kind of realizing that this is an avenue to review positively, unfortunately, and negatively. I'll talk more about how that'll affect you guys. Studies are showing that it only takes the majority of online users 1 to 3 reviews to form an opinion about a particular business or practice. And this doesn't really mean that they're going to read the first 1 to 3 reviews listed about your practice. Unfortunately, they scroll down very fast. Sometimes people, the bad reviews kind of catch their eye, unfortunately. So it's really important to try and get as many positive reviews as you can. Just to show that it's hard to get away from that one person that's having a bad day, but the vast majority of the people are supporting you and really responding positively to your care. Consumers don't really have time to read every review that you've received. They really build that opinion after reading, like I said, between 1 and 3 reviews. So we can't really emphasize enough the importance of having a lot of them. 90% of consumers are strongly influenced by positive reviews when it comes to making these purchase decisions. And 58% of people have said that they are more likely to share customer service experiences today than they were about 5 years ago. So more and more people are sharing these experiences on social networking sites and then writing these online reviews. The trend here is obviously that the amount of interaction with social media and review sites regarding customer experience is rapidly on the rise. So it's really now is the time to get on that boat and be the person that has lots of good reviews that are generated on a consistent basis. It's really just going to help you to improve your care, to rank higher in searches, and to really look great when people are looking you up as a business. And then kind of a few last statistics here. Of people who are willing to share negative experiences, 45% typically use social media and 35% share via online review sites. And then 86% of online consumers have said that negative reviews are likely to deter them from making a purchase decision or registering for a service. A lot of stats, but they're all really important. Now, the first step in your online reputation is making sure that it's all set up correctly. So you really want to go out there and create and then also claim any business review pages that are out there. Yelp is a big one, obviously. Facebook does a lot in reviews now. Google Plus is really the one that we recommend over anything. There's also a lot of other small directories, and it's really important to make sure that they're all claimed in your name. You're the one that's modifying the information on there, and all the information is actually correct. So if your pages aren't being claimed, Google views them as potentially not actually being yours, so they really just need to be verified. Claiming the page is free, but after that you have control over what it contains. To create or claim a page, you really just visit the site concerned and look for a button. It'll say something like for business or claim your page or unlock your page. This can be kind of confusing sometimes, so if you have any questions about it, feel free to give us a call after, and one of our account managers can walk you through the process and make sure that you guys are doing this correctly. And then the big thing is that claiming your page could improve your listing and search rankings. Sometimes it'll give you special access to different tools to track and analyze the reviews. All the information really must be correct, and that's another benefit, again, for SEO. Google, they look for consistency. They look for your name, your address, your phone number, your different services. They look for all that stuff to be the same, and those that keep it the same and consistent and all their pages are claimed correctly typically rank higher. Okay, so some more tips in managing your online reputation. You might be asking, which review sites are we using? I mentioned Yelp. Yelp is a review site that we're all very familiar with. Yelp is one that's been under a little bit of fire lately for some different practices that they've used to generate or kind of incentivize people to give reviews, different things like that. It's still really important to have a good Yelp page with good reviews. But what's happening is we see this kind of paradigm shift in where people are looking to see reviews and figure out if you're the right business for them. And Google Plus is sort of taking over in that right. With the advent of their Google local search result section on their search page, where you actually see a map with different listings for businesses, and then you also see the amount of stars that they have, the amount of reviews that they have. This is something that is kind of taking over, and more people are looking to this because it's the first thing that shows up on a search page. So we find that it's the most important platform to be using. Facebook is something that is used for reviews, but we find that when people, when they're looking for you, they typically do a Google search. So it's much more valuable for your time and effort to be trying to get reviews on Google Plus, because that's really what's going to help you to rank higher and in turn get business in the door. Tracking reviews is something that we really recommend. By monitoring your online reviews, you can learn more about your current online reputation, see where your practice needs to improve. Like I said, our product, our new product, Reputation Builder, it can help you out with that. We make sure that we're tracking anytime you're mentioned, anytime you're reviewed. You can respond, again, in that positive way, whether it's a positive or negative review. So that's a component of the service that's really been helping our clients out. So how to encourage positive online reviews. I like to keep this kind of simple. When I talk to my clients about how are they going to try and get as many of not only their current patients and clients, but also their new patients and clients to be submitting positive reviews for them on the correct platforms. The first thing that you do is just think about it, just make it easy. You want to be displaying really in as many places as you can. Emblems and logos, for example, on your website. Some people do it on the window of their office to say, review us on Google Plus, review us on Yelp. And because more and more people are realizing that these platforms and these forums are available online, more and more people will notice that and go and submit maybe their first online review as a positive one for your business. I want to give an example of a client that I have that does this pretty well. And I'm just going to pull up the internet here. And you'll notice that that they have a nice emblem up in the top right, which has 5 stars and it says review us on Google+. This makes it really, really easy for people to get to the right page. And also they have their other social medias linked in the top right to make sure that if people want to go to Facebook or they want to go straight to that Google Plus page, they have 2 avenues of doing so. And I hope looks like the GoToMeeting is making these sites look a little weird. So I'm hoping that they all show up correctly here. But that's neither here nor there. Getting back here. So the aim you really want to have is to get a few new reviews each month. I like to tell my clients usually about 3 to 5 good reviews a month will help you to rank higher over time. This typically depends on competition. It really needs to be consistent. Google does not like to see you coming out with 30 reviews all at once. They sometimes see that as a bad practice, maybe somebody that's trying to rig the system, somebody that's trying to submit a bunch of fake reviews at once. So they really like to see over 6 to 8 months, a good 3 to 5 reviews. I tell all my clients if they do that, they should see themselves moving up at least a little bit and hopefully a lot in the search page. Just another quick example I have here. I'm actually going to do a search, and I'll show you one of our clients. So this one is in Laguna Beach. It's one of our veterinary clients. And just doing a search, you'll see that in this Google local section, so the first section that's popping up down here underneath this map, we have Laguna Beach Animal Hospital. They have 18 reviews, 4.7 stars out of 5, and they're ranking #1 not only in the map section, but also in what we call the organic section. Now there are other factors that are at play here, but this is a particular client where we know that their online reputation is having a good effect on where they're showing up online. So this is kind of the easy one, although there are lots of different tips that I give to make sure that you're responding to positive reviews in the best way. You might say that, oh, that's easy, but really, giving people a reason. Oh, on the wrong slide here, I think. There we go. Lost track there. So going back to encouraging positive online reviews, like I said, you want to give them a reason to help you, give them a reason to leave a review. A lot of my clients will regularly introduce new offers, provide new content, present new incentives to really engage people. Show them that you're coming out with new stuff. Give them reasons to engage with you online, and then a lot of times they can make it to a review site that they really didn't even intend on going to. One thing you really don't want to do is bribe your patients. There are certain ways that you can get them to review you without saying, if you do this, we'll give you that. And really the best way is to just ask them to do it. A lot of my clients, most of my clients, they have a lot of patients that they have that are very fond of them, they have a great relationship with, that are perfectly willing to give online reviews. They just haven't really been tapped on the shoulder about it. And then with new patients, if you're giving good care and just kind of asking at the end of the visit, hey, we'd really appreciate it if you could go online and give us a good review. A lot more people these days, like I said before, are willing to do that. So asking is really the best thing you can do. Everybody has satisfied patients, and you just kind of tap them on the shoulder a little bit about it. You'd be surprised. One more example I have, kind of going back and forth here. I want to show you guys one of our clients that is actually on our Reputation Builder product. And they have a really great testimonials page that we've created for them. And you'll see here, this is our widget that we use on the service. and it gives your average client rating, and then it displays all of the different testimonials. I believe this client has been on the service for about 6 months, and he's got a lot of reviews coming in. A lot of them are really, really positive. If you click on more reviews, you can see kind of more and more going down. So there's a benefit of having reviews on the internet and having them there for SEO and ranking high. There's also a benefit of having them on the web page so that people can see and access them very quickly. And then having these reviews on the web page and having them in the widget that we create for you can also benefit where you're showing up in search rankings and help you to rank higher. All right, now we're on track here for responding to positive reviews. So obviously we want to say thank you. We really want to show appreciation for the time that it took somebody to review your practice. Thanking them for their kind words. People really appreciate seeing that if they're the one that actually reviewed you. Those who are viewing your business online as well, when they see you responding, just saying, hey, thank you so much for the positive feedback, they see that as a very, very good practice for you. And they're going to see you as a more credible business when they see that. You really want to respond quickly. That goes a long way in demonstrating that you value what your patients have to say and you really care about their experience at your practice. And then a big thing is you can actually use what are called SEO keywords. So incorporating industry-specific keywords into your response. So for example, keywords that an online user might be typing into a search query when they're trying to find the type of services that you offer. You can incorporate those keywords into your responses, and that can help you, help your likelihood of ranking first on Google's first page. And it's a good practice. You don't want to try and pack a bunch of keywords in there. But with the way that Google works, the more places you have your keywords that you want to rank for showing up on your website, on your social medias, and then also on these review sites, like I said, the more chance you have of ranking where you want to rank. So this is my last example for you guys. I just want to show you an example of somebody that's doing a great job of responding to a lot of these reviews. Here we go here. So I'm just going to go to the Google Plus page. This is Dr. Senf. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia. And he's got a ton of reviews. He's got about 33, which is it's a good number, I would say, in a really competitive area to really kind of have a grip on the online reputation. In some areas you'll need less. Obviously Atlanta is a very competitive area. It's a large area, very populous, and I would say somewhere in the 30-40 range is going to be good for this type of a business. So you'll see down here we've got a bunch of really great reviews coming through, and Dr. Senf has taken the time for each one of these to thank them for their review. If there are any concerns, in that review, he's addressed them, and he just provided a really nice response, and he's done it really for almost all of the reviews that he has. So just a good example of what that looks like. All right. Now, getting into the tricky one, responding to negative reviews. So one disclaimer that I always give when I go through, how to respond to negative reviews, no matter what you do, it's very hard to avoid at least a few negative reviews. People have bad days. Sometimes they're just unfortunately looking for a fight. Some people just want to kind of beat other people up. The more positive reviews that you can generate, the more that the less these negative reviews stick out. but there are lots of ways, really specifically, that we recommend responding to a negative review when you have it come through. So just right off the bat, 86% of online consumers would like to, or love to hear from a company regarding a complaint or a negative review. So each business, really, the first thing you should do is decide who's going to be monitoring and responding to customer reviews. Some sites will only allow one management response per review, so you really want to control the quality of your response. A few kind of good qualities that a staff member should have who's handling online reviews. They really should have a strong customer service attitude. A good friendly writing style, is a great thing to have. They should also have some authority to kind of resolve complaints. And then they should have good judgment about maybe when to refer a review to a more senior staff. You want to think about it in terms of co-op versus confront. The negative reviews are inevitable, but approaching them appropriately is a huge thing. I like to say often the best way to respond is by saying something along the lines of, "We're very sorry to hear about your experience. We'd love to try and fix this. Please feel free to give us a call at your phone number." That way you've responded, you've said you're there for them if they want to call you and kind of get it figured out. You've also taken the fight offline. And one of the big things that you don't want to do is kind of go back and forth with somebody that's having problems with you or kind of just looking for a fight. You don't want to keep that fight online. You also never want to request that a reviewer take down a complaint. You can really just encourage them to write new reviews based on the follow-up experience instead. That's the best way to do it. And then as you're responding to these reviews, you really just want to breathe, try to respond to reviews objectively, take some time to formulate a concise response that'll resolve the issue at hand. You really don't want to add fuel to that fire with an equally as negative response. So it's a give and take. Like I said, I think the best response is just to immediately take it offline and just say, "Hey, give us a call and we'll be glad to try and fix it." But if you are actually responding, you really want to review the facts. If the complaint was not a valid one, you want to respond with your side of the story sensitively, and then ask what you can do to resolve the situation. Just in general, try to avoid getting into it online with kind of an online troll, and that'll be your best bet. And then kind of along the lines of my best response, you really want to be brief. Apologize directly, publicly, but then again, give us a call and we'd love to fix it. And then you can also kind of consider these comments as free research. You can always improve your care. You want to make note of any problems or suggestions people mention, try to see the value in them. Our Reputation Builder product, and I'll talk a little bit about its survey component that helps to generate good reviews. One of the main components is that you actually get to see the responses to our survey, our satisfaction survey. And they get sent to you. You can read them all. You can use them to improve your care. So it's a great component of that service. All right, I've talked a little bit about Reputation Builder. Like I said, it's a new service with us, and the reason that we kind of incorporated it into our service offering is because we saw that this was having such a profound effect on the way that our clients would pop up in search pages if they had a good online presence. Our product is geared towards helping you build positive reviews and helping you track anytime you're being mentioned online. So like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, one of the main components is a survey tool that we use. And we send the survey out to both your new patients and your current patients. The goal being to get a barometer of kind of customer satisfaction using a survey. It's about 8 or 10 questions long. And you get all those search or those survey results, like I said. If they're responding positively, what we do is we redirect them over to some of the main review sites. Yelp is one that we can redirect them to. We can redirect them to the website. We also really, like I said a lot in this presentation, focus on Google+, because that's really what's going to help you to rank higher. Studies are showing that reviews count for about 10% of your ability to rank right now, and that's across all platforms. In a market or in an industry where you're looking at about 250 roughly factors that are really coming into play when Google's looking at you to see where you're going to rank. For one section to count as 10% is gigantic. So we're focusing on generating these new reviews and doing that over time. So doing it consistently. So we're not just seeing a big chunk of reviews coming in at once. We're seeing them come in very consistently. As well, we have a notification system that's built into the tool. And what that notification system does is it tracks not only where you're being reviewed online, but also anywhere you're mentioned. I had a client that actually worked for another practice in the past, and it was across the country on the East Coast. They moved over to the West Coast where we are, and they were using our product, and they noticed that they didn't even realize that their name was still linked to the old practice underneath like maybe like a practitioner description page. So just little things like that might not be a huge thing right off the bat, but just knowing anywhere that you're being mentioned online, good, bad, ugly, is very, very valuable. And if you guys have any questions about our Reputation Builder product, you can give my department a call, which is our account development department. You can give our general support number a call. That's just 1-800-iMatrix. And then, kind of in conclusion, the importance of an online reputation, it can't be stated enough. Through some of the different platforms that are going to be useful for you to use. The benefits being, mostly for kind of becoming that household name, really being known in the community for somebody that people like, and people like your care. And then also the benefits for ranking high. Responding to positive versus negative reviews. You really want to handle that stuff sensitively and respond timely to any review, and then really encouraging patients to review you and kind of just asking them, tapping them on the shoulder about it. That's what's going to really start this stuff and help you to capitalize on all the benefits of having a good online reputation. All right, so questions and answers. Just kind of thanking you all for taking the time to tune in here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes. If you want to type any questions into the box here, I'd be glad to answer them. And then I'll kind of come back and we'll let you guys go. Let's just see here. All right, I do have one question that came through about pricing, and you know, if iMatrix can kind of do all the work behind the scenes for us. Robin, there is an extra fee. Our reputation builder is on a tier 2 service. The best thing to do would be to give us a call. There are different setup fees, and we would what we want to look at is maybe we can get you a certain discount on a setup fee. So I can have our department's contact information, or have somebody reach out to you to give you more details on that. As well, I didn't mention that by attending the webinar, you actually get an attendee special discount. So if you want to give us a call, we'd be glad to kind of take you through exactly what that is. Let's see, I've got some questions coming in here. There's one question about Facebook comments and if they should really be considered review worthy. And should we always be responding to them as well? I would say yes. It's important to respond to comments about your business, really, wherever they are online. Facebook doesn't have the same amount of, impact on your overall SEO. That's something like Google Plus would. So I would say it's more important to be working with Google Plus. But if you have the time and the resources to respond to Facebook comments, it's not going to hurt you. It's only going to help your reputation and help those others on Facebook that are viewing you and see that you're actually responding to comments. Okay, and then I also have a question about somebody that was handed an iPad after they bought something to submit a review. It's a very good question. It's a big no-no. And why is that a no-no? Google, they try to find ways to kind of detect people submitting fake reviews, or maybe having their uncle and sister and brother submit reviews for their business. One of the things that they look at is what IP address each review is coming from. So it's going to be much more valuable to redirect people to submit reviews when they go home, and not have them submit from the same IP address on an iPad in the office. I've had some people that have actually maybe gone down in the search results from doing that. That's something that we really try to accommodate in our reputation builder service. And the way that we do that is by engaging them via email with our survey satisfaction tool. And that way you can tell them about it and say, hey, look for an email when you get home. It'll have a satisfaction survey in there. If you could fill that out, we greatly appreciate it. That's going to be a much better way than just having that iPad in office. All right. And then there's also a question on finding the link to provide a review for Facebook, Google Plus, and Yelp. What we can do is we can link all of these icons to your website. That's something my department can help you out with. So if you call our support number, and you can actually dial the option for a complimentary redesign, a refresh of the site. That's my department, our account development department. And we'd be glad to take you through making sure that those are added to the site and that they're in a very visible location to make sure that when somebody wants to submit a review, you're not taking them through a wild goose chase and having them have to do searches themselves or things like that. You can just tell them, go right to my website, and just click on the buttons in the top right, and that'll take you to these review pages. And then adding the Rate Us on Google button. Again, just give us a call, and we'd be glad to go through maybe a few options of different types of buttons that are going to look good on your particular platform, and make sure that we're adding that in a very prominent spot. In particular, like the example that I showed you, the Google Plus one is really, really important to have. And then a lot of questions coming through here. Let's see. Okay. And a question about getting rid of negative reviews, and does our service help with that? No, it does not. And the reason is that Google, they don't want to see you making efforts to have these reviews taken down. They don't want to see you publicly asking somebody to remove a review. And what they want to see is the positive response to a negative review. And unfortunately, they don't make it very easy for you to remove these negative reviews. They're kind of always just going to be there in some capacity. The best way to negate that is to encourage the positive reviews and try to get as many as you possibly can to kind of to bury any negative ones that you're having popping up. Let's see. There's also a question about whether people have to log in to their Google Plus page. That's something that can get in the way a little bit sometimes, but the value of getting reviews on Google for search rankings, for engagement and reputation is typically far greater than some of the trouble that or effort that you might have to put into it. For somebody to submit a Google review, they do need a Google account. A lot of people, you'd be surprised that maybe they have an account, but they don't know about it. If they bought something off of Google or submitted a review for anything else, they typically are taken through a pretty quick process to set up a quick Google account. Sometimes in a situation where you're working with more elderly patients, that can get in the way a bit. I can tell you that it's all catching on, and more of your patients, regardless of what age category, will be engaging with reviews and doing it through a platform like Google Plus. And I would still recommend really trying to encourage it, and again, making it easy for them to get to your Google Plus page, telling them that there's going to be, there might be a 20-second little sign-up period, kind of making sure that they know what they're getting into, and walking them through the process as much as you can will really help out. But there isn't really a way to avoid that part of the process as of now. All right. I think I've answered all the questions. If you have a question that I didn't address, please feel free to give us a call. Like I said, the webinar will be online. You can go and kind of view it again if you want. We really want to thank everybody for taking the time to tune into the webinar. If anything seems overwhelming, don't hesitate to contact us. We are the fastest growing online marketing agency in the industry, and we love to provide expertise. My department does really well with that. We on an everyday basis really try to help our clients to maximize the type of results that they want to see, and really make sure that if you want to get more results, we're giving you the advice to get that. And then you can also call to receive your free website evaluation. We do those in about 20 to 30 minutes with you. And then, like I said, for the reputation builder and getting pricing, any more specific questions you have about that, you will get an exclusive attendee offer to take advantage of. And that is about all I have. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and we look forward to talking with you soon. Hope this was a help and educational. Thanks.